everyone, welcome back. It's Jojo with Mr. Cariappa. Okay,
Sam, it's your. Sam, it's your. I don't
Damn it, I
understand.
always forget. I can't do this with you. Anyway.
Hey.
Oh, well done.
हाँ,
That's correct.
okay.
How are you? How have you
Good,
been?
good.
आपकी जिंदगी कैसी चल रही है? बहुत
बहुत अच्छी.
उतार
चढ़ाव.
चढ़ाव.
हाँ, सब उतार
आए.
चढ़ाव. Now actually it has stabilized a bit.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
Just in time for Diwali.
Yeah.
So nice. So you've been well? I haven't spoken to you or done this for like 4 months now.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I was very sick in the middle. I had
You were sick.
very crazy viral.
Yeah, same.
हाँ.
I think June we missed because of my viral. July we missed
Yeah.
because of your viral.
Yeah.
And then August, September we just missed.
Yeah. But then we forgot about it. Maybe because of the viral.
Maybe. And other things.
Yeah.
It's all good. We are here now. And this time we decided that we would ask you guys to suggest the topics just so we don't get comments like ये नहीं किया and वो नहीं
हाँ. That's the main thing. हमने वो जो year end किया था उसमें तो उन्होंने बोला था कि यार बेला का बेला मिस कर दिया. In fact, we had discussed Bella, I remember.
Yeah.
But they're like, बहुत कम discuss किया. So now we have asked you to suggest us topics and जो भी top 10 topics हमें लगे हमने वो कर लिया.
वैसे उसमें भी एक comment आया कि सिर्फ 10 topics. You should have at least 20. I've been waiting for this episode. So वो भी एक आया था reply. But 10 इतना ही टाइम है 10 बहाने करके ले गए दिल. Sorry. Okay, let's begin. The first topic we have selected, or Rohan has selected, is Honey Singh has toxic fans. What are your comments? Say.
Yeah. So I feel they do have.
Okay.
That was one of the comments, and I feel they're like, they're outrageously toxic. I mean,
Give me examples.
It is one thing to support your artist, which is good, which is what you call kartavya of a fan. But then it's a completely different thing to go out of your way and just make it your whole purpose to bully your oppositions off.
Yeah.
हालांकि हर fan base वो करती है, but I think Honey Singh's fan base is supreme in that.
So I had one experience. I just recently uploaded a reel on some underrated or some very nice feature verses of Raftar. वहां भी कोई आ गया हनी सिंह का टॉक्सिक फैन और
जिफ डाला क्या? वो जिफ डाला क्या? डैडी इज हियर ऐसा वाला जिफ डाला क्या?
That all I don't know, but I think 10-15 उनके comments आए वो भी very toxic वाले, one after another. Then I restricted that account. I was like, ये कौन है, कहाँ से आ गया, and why?
Imagine you've not even spoken about Honey Singh. Once you start speaking, now that this episode is the one, after this you will have a barrage of such messages.
That was my tiny experience, and it was
the problem with such fan bases is that it's after a point it becomes a liability for its own artists. Like if you see in the history, first a fan base is developed. And then that fan base grows a little toxic, and then उस fan base का antithesis, a fan base that hates that fan base develops. Like BTS के साथ हमने होता देखा, Taylor Swift के साथ हमने होता देखा. So I think in a long run, even if Honey Singh makes really good music and the fans remain like that, there'll be a separate group of people who would just hate Honey Singh not because of his music, not because of what kind of a guy he is, but because of his fan base. जो हम Taylor Swift के साथ, again repeating myself, Taylor Swift के साथ होते हुए देख रहे हैं.
Yeah, वो actually बहुत देसी rap artist के साथ भी हो रहा है. I'm seeing it happen.
No, but this is a little extra because I think nostalgia is involved, and nostalgia is a very, very powerful emotion.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
But also he's been a very polarizing figure through and through. He's also like there are so many people who like respect because of legacy and and that's fair. No one's ever taking that away from him. But you know, when people even objectively review the new releases or don't like something or give like just constructive feedback or criticism, the fan bases are very, very unhealthy in their response, which is just immature. So it's just it's bad for your artists, guys, at the end of the day, because even
in the long run, right now he must be enjoying it because he addresses it by saying that कि मेरा fan base एक cult की तरह in his song Millionaire, but then that becomes a little bit of a liability in the longer run.
Yeah. I stopped engaging with some artists' music because of their fan bases, as a personal example. So while I don't cover a lot of him on my channel, actually, I don't think I've ever covered him.
You should. Once you can cover. I mean,
I respect the legacy and I've heard some of the tracks offline. They're not my vibe. So मेरे पास कुछ ज़्यादा है नहीं बोलने के लिए उनके बारे में. So there's no point making a video.
So tell me one thing. Now I'm digressing a little bit. Yeah. So would you react to only the tracks or only the artists you would like, or you would also want to give or react to tracks that you don't like so that you can also convey that fact about a track?
So I do that also. It's a mix of both. There's no hard and fast rule per se, but when I get most of the things that I cover are requested, the most requested. So I know those artists most of the time. When I don't know an artist and I'm just generally curious, then I'll look up I try to avoid listening to a song before I react. And 99.9% of the time, that's how it is. I don't listen. Honey Singh songs pop up on my feed, and then I can see that it's a commercial looking song. तो मैं सुन लेती हूँ because I'm like, I don't cover mega commercial songs anyway. You know, like
no, a few of the tracks जो हनी सिंह ने अभी अपनी इस एल्बम में निकाले ग्लोरी में, they're actually pretty good.
Okay,
you can give it a try. Like genuinely.
I've
not Honey 3.0, the Glory one I'm talking about. Honey 3.0 you might not like. Yeah, the Glory is it has some really good songs.
I'm cool. The thing is, I get comments saying Glory album cover karo, ye karo. I don't have time to cover albums. If people give me individual tracks in the comments and say,
I think Shams ke saath jo hai, I feel Shams ke saath jo Honey Singh ka track hai, that you can cover and give your opinion on that. I genuinely feel
great.
That's a good track.
I'll check that out. Cool. So my thing to viewers is also, it's very difficult for me to filter through. Just request the exact track. And then I'll probably, and tell me also why. Sometimes I just read the comment people have sent, and ye track aapko isliye acha lagega kyunki blah blah blah, and then I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting, and I'll add it to my list. So wo hota hai. But no, I don't not cover artists I've covered artists whose music I didn't like initially, and then I went back and checked them out again, like Anuj Jain. I didn't like Hussain. I didn't like it, and I got a lot of hate for it. But then I went back because somebody gave me a good comment saying, check out this song. It was something with A. It was directed by Man Boria, and it was such a lovely video, and he'd also kind of semi-rapped on it. And so I was like, oh, that sounds very interesting. Let me check that out. And I actually liked that song. So that's an example of, I'll go back.
Cool.
So wo hua. Okay, now that's topic number 1. Tick. I have a whole list here, guys.
Okay.
Okay, so now we'll talk about the recent projects that have dropped. Someone's asked about Karma's EP, Panther's EP. And there have generally been all these projects. There's been EPs by JJ. There's been an EP by Hassan Rahim, Shamoon, Raman Negi. I don't know if you...
No, I don't know Raman Negi. I've not followed his music.
Okay, so then in the past 4 months, all the projects that have dropped, what is your topic?
I loved Panther's EP a lot.
Chahat?
That was like, I expected this out of Panther ki ek time to wo like romantic just feels wali EP nikalega bahut, because that is one of his styles that everyone loves. Like even in Hustle usne wo bas ek baar nikala, that was really good. Apart from that, abhi ek aur gana uska aaya tha jo Priyank Meher ke sath, that went viral. I forgot the name. Really good. Flying Towards the City se. Parinda.
Yeah, per se,
yeah. So that was really good. So it was always around the corner, and he absolutely smashed it. Ek underrated EP hai. I don't think a lot of people would have checked it out, but Rebel 7 has released an EP. I forgot the name, but usme MKC karke gaana hai. Kuch aur bhi gaane hai. Really good. Rebel 7 is amazing.
Okay, someone mentioned that EP to me. Cool. So I also really loved Panther's EP. I've called him Pookie Panther. So that, and I think he is one of the rare artists who has, actually, I think he's the only artist in DHH who has released an entire Pookie EP. Emo romantic EP. It's the only one. Can you think of any other?
No, can't think of any, right? No, can't think of any.
Right?
As of now, yeah.
It just came up like, is he the only one? Because no one's released an out and out only this type of, this theme wala space mein ek pura project. So props to him for that, for being the first.
Amazing musicality. Like top class.
Very and writing good. And this is why I feel like artists can expand their boundaries. There's no harm, you know.
True.
Or clearly he's going through something, so he's writing about it. So it's beautiful.
No, I had a podcast with him in which I asked him कि यार जब ऐसे गाने लिखते हो, तो what do you have to like again go through those wounds when you're writing something like Bas Ek Baar? So it was like, yeah, that's why you would not see a lot of such tracks. If I write 10 flex raps, you'll see one Bas Ek Baar after those 10 tracks. So I think he is going through something, or he has scraped a lot of these previous past wounds.
But it's not just wounds. Right now he's happy. He's going through something happy.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I was talking about Heartbreak track, but इस EP में तो गुलाब हर जगह गिर रहे हैं. Okay, so that's that. I actually really like JJ's EP. I really loved Hassan Rahim's EP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have you checked it out? I've heard a couple of tracks, but not the whole EP.
So he is one artist whose like journey and evolution and graph is just fascinating to watch, because he was doing his fun thing, then he was in Folk Studio season 14. Uske baad se I was excited, but kind of his music had dipped a bit for me after that, and his experimenting wasn't like, I wasn't loving a lot of it. And now it's something else. It's gone into some other zone. And in this particular EP, 5 tracks hai, and each of the 5 tracks are accompanied by an animated music video.
Damn.
And each video is done in a different style of animation. And each video has a different story that's being told, which kind of relates, but not always to the track. Mostly it does. But the video leaves you deeply moved.
And are these videos interconnected? Like, do
No.
they have like a thread? Oh.
Each video is animated by a different animator.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
And there are different styles. Yeah, you must check it out. It's a very, very unique project. And the writing is so good. The musicality, the everything, the entire project. I'm like, how? On all counts, it's just a brilliant project. So I'm loving this thing. So okay, those were the highlight projects. And for both of us. Now, who, in your opinion, is underrated right now?
Oh, I've already answered that, I guess. I think Rebel 7 is the most underrated for me. I think so. For me, underrated ke liye definition would be ki, firstly, that guy is not as popular as he should be. And then whenever I go to these streaming platforms, I can just write that artist's name and then I can just play any track and let all the following tracks by the same artist play. And I'll know that koi trash track nahi aayega. So I think for me, Rebel 7's style of rapping is very good.
Okay. I think right now for me, there are two who are very underrated, Jani and JJ47.
Hey, what are they underrated? I think they're pretty highly rated.
You think?
Yeah, they're like quite popular.
I don't know. Besides the people who follow them, I don't think a lot of people have heard their stuff. Even within the hip hop scene. Yeah, because I was talking to someone, they're like, okay, like
within the hip hop scene, you're telling me that people
like,
don't. Oh.
And
I thought they're pretty well known. I thought they're like definite top 7 from Pakistani in everyone's list.
Okay, from Pakistan, yeah. I was just thinking overall. They don't feature in a lot of, like, for example, if you see any curators on streaming platforms, इनके गाने कहीं नहीं हैं किसी भी playlist में.
Like that happens. It is a very bad system. It happens because which label, which marketing agency are you connected with, and how good is there. So that is not a great measure. But how?
That's true.
Are they in the hip hop conversation? I definitely feel Jani and JJ47. JJ47 is like right up there according to me. Like people keep discussing him all the time.
I have not heard these discussions. That's why I'm saying I feel like they should be talked about a lot more. His June EP, which I've already recorded the reaction to, by the way, guys, it's going to come. Beautiful. Jani's album Nostalgia was not talked about enough.
Yeah, Nostalgia was really good. No, again, it was not talked about.
Enough, I'm saying.
Enough. As good as it was.
Yeah, and somebody even said... anyway, I don't want to go into comparisons. But yeah.
It was better. I'll tell you what they have said. It was better than Open Letter. Am I right or am I right?
Jani is a better emo writer than Talanjom, somebody has said.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
No, but that's difficult to answer.
That's difficult to say, yeah.
But Nostalgia could be better than Open Letter.
Okay.
Could be.
Hot take. Could be. I might have to, I think neck to neck hai, but I don't think it's better than Open Letter. I think it's there, but it's very good as a project is the point, you know?
Yeah.
It's insanely good. One of Hassan Rahim's best verses is on his track on that project. Another this thing. So anyway, I feel like, sorry, I'm digressing a bit, but don't you feel like artists are collabing a lot more on that side of the border than on our side?
For sure.
Here, they just don't collab with each other as much.
Because there's not a lot of group setting in Pakistan that is happening right now. It's a very collaborative scene right now. Yeah, if a big, let's say, Anjum versus Eunice beef or some other very prominent artist versus someone from the youngster beef happens, then it will polarize, then it will divide. फिर इस side के artist इस side से collaborate नहीं करेंगे, इस वाले इससे नहीं करेंगे. That's when it will happen. But for now, I think there's one big community जो कि youngsters को hands down अपना idol मानते हैं. And they respect them, and then they're making good music out of it. So उनको youngster के साथ collab भी मिल रहा है, and they're collaborating with each other as well. I think it's a pretty good scene.
It's pretty good. Although I don't see Roseo and Manu, etc., Talal Qureshi collaborating a lot with the YS side. YS seem to have their own sort of group.
Yeah.
And these guys also seem to be their own. I don't know, but it feels like there's a little... But on our side anyway, I feel like just like Bollywood, the Salman camp and the Shah Rukh camp, there are too many camps.
True.
और ये बहुत ही irritating hai cheese, but theek hai. Somebody, this is which leads me to someone's comment saying, you know, what if there was no beef between Raftaar and MUA? Would the Desi hip hop scene have been more healthy?
It would have been more healthy, but again, would you want
would it have been
a
as
healthy
big?
scene with not a lot of people following it so religiously. So what this polarization also does is that it gives that additional engagement. It keeps people talking. It keeps people on the edge. कि हाँ मैं अपनी team को support करूँगा. Okay, for all the creators and artists, it could be toxic, but it's also bread and butter after a point in time.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure. I would like, if given a chance, would I go back and change that? I would still say no.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would say yes. Even I wouldn't say yes. It's just things play out the way they're meant to play out, and then we just have to do the best with what we have at present.
Yeah.
And right now it's camps, so be it. Okay, what is the next topic? Okay, this is a topic. Someone said Divine is overrated / over-respected.
Okay, what are your opinions on that?
I don't think he's over-respected. I think he's brought a lot to the space, and full credit to him for that. I feel like his music off late has not really moved me as much as the earlier work.
I agree. Like even his first album, like those albums were really, really good. See, respect to isliye because he is like one of the faces of Indian rap, and I think he deserves that respect from everyone, from Raftar and from Raftar camp and from the MBA camp, because he's one of the guys जो अपना नाम बाहर डाल रहा है. Which is good stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's over-respected. He's also one of the people who have popularized rap in India, and especially in Mumbai. So I think respect to he deserves. But yeah, music could have been better, especially जो Karan Aujla के साथ EP आई थी. I didn't like his work in that.
Yes, that is where I felt a little bit let down. So let's hope in the future he comes up with stuff that stays really.
I
hope
he's not boxed. I hope he's not boxed by his own stardom. कि यार मैं कुछ ज़्यादा experiment करूँगा तो लोग शायद accept ही करेंगे. That happens to a lot of people who are at the top. कि यार अब experiment करूँगा तो बहुत गालियाँ पड़ेगी.
वो ही हो रहा है. I feel like that's happening with all the big artists. That's also one of the comments, that all the big artists, especially who have achieved good enough, like they're up there, and or who are with major labels, now their discography and their artistry is dropping, and the independent artists are doing all the fun, experimental, crazy,
it's like
stuff.
It's like Bollywood's equivalent of Karan Johar and Anurag Kashyap movies, for example, where Karan Johar's ideology right now is कि भाई मेरे को बस जितने ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पैसे कमा सको इस मूवी से, that will be great, है ना. So there, this जो भी लेबल के साथ, मेजर लेबल के साथ जुड़े, उनका है कि यार ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जल्दी से जल्दी 100 million streams पे पहुंच जाऊँ. That's my aim. So they would make that hack music, थोड़ा bubblegum music जो थोड़ा चल जाए, and then they have a lot of these resources that push their music up our throats. So they keep making that music कि ऐसा कुछ जो बस हमारे कानों में अटक जाए. Whereas जो independent artist है उनके पास ऐसा कोई aim नहीं है. They just want to express themselves, and that's why they're coming up with good music.
Yeah.
The thing is, if they get a bigger major label deal, chances are that they would also have to turn their ways, and they would also have to become this way, because that's what industry demands.
So here's so again, I was having a chat with someone in the industry, and they were like, India mein agar if you want to kill an artist discography, let them sign to a major label.
True.
It's just that it's very formulaic. They all are programmed to work in a certain way कि songs हम बनाएंगे और फिर ये marketing strategy होगी, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे,
पहले दिन पे trending पे ले आएंगे,
interviews कराएंगे, और वो सब, there's a whole like, it's the wheels are just turning.
हाँ, Instagram music page पे एकदम flood करवा देंगे हम आपके videos,
playlist करवा देंगे गाने को. अब जो sign होते हैं major labels पे, वो suddenly आपको Spotify के major playlist पे दिख जाते हैं उनके गाने, right? So there's guys, you gotta read between the lines. This is what my thesis was about. But it's all happening, and it's becoming so formulaic that the artists are asked to make those kind of songs.
Yeah.
And whether or not they are a big enough artist who says, no, I'm going to do it my way, and the label will, turn to their demands. But kahin na kahin wo label ka aa hi jata hai. And there are examples of that. We are seeing it right now in a lot of projects. I don't want to take names. But yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact. Yeah. And it's sad, because I really feel like, what are the big artists doing? They're just not surprising us. Not really. Anyway. We'll just move on. Kalamkaar redemption. Can Kalamkaar, the label, redeem itself with their indie label, or is it too late? Has the ship sailed? What are your thoughts on that whole situation?
So I don't feel ये जो creative field होता है इसमें कभी भी ship sail होती है, कभी भी. I feel there's always a chance of redemption, although it becomes a little difficult. For example, ship has not sailed for Nazy the byeee also, I feel. Because at the end of the day, it's not a very linear graph that you have in artists. Like, it's not like कि अच्छा आप 10 साल से काम कर रहे हो तो आपकी promotion होगी, अब आप बड़े artist बनोगे, अब 11 साल में आप थोड़े, you can be just 1 year old in the industry and you can surpass people who've been doing it from 10, 13, 14 years in terms of numbers I'm talking about. So they just need to make some right calls, be a little transparent and righteous also. And I think they have to scout for better artists.
Okay.
And once they scout for better artists, like I think they have to respect those artists. Like for example, one of the lost scouting by Kalamkaar was, I feel, Mrunal Shankar. They scouted her very early on, very solid artist, but they couldn't utilize her at all. And then when she came on Hustle 3, she just stood out. She had like a whole wide range of making music. She can sing, she can really rap well. She has a good rap voice, which is a little rare in females, especially in India. So I think they lost out on capitalizing on Mrunal Shankar's skills. So it's not purely about scouting. अगर एक बार आपने scout कर लिया किसी अच्छे artist, तो उसको develop कैसे करना है, that is also very important.
Yeah. I honestly feel that's where they've been lacking, because they've had a Raftar, they've had Krishna, they've even had Karma, who to some extent, and Deep, who to some extent they're kind of independent in how they make their music, right? They don't need that much of like working together with them. But the newer ones definitely were talented, but then there wasn't any development that we saw. And I feel it's a little haphazard the things they've been also announcing. Like there were announcements about we're going to make a big announcement.
Indie
and then the indie label with the whole like handle with the logo. And then one artist announced and thode bahut gaane dekhe Deep ke saath, but then there was no, there's no development, there's no proper sort of systematic.
But again, indie, मैंने एक वीडियो बनाई हुई थी, इंडी लेबल को मैनेज करना इंडिया में मुश्किल भी बहुत है, बहुत मुश्किल है.
इम्पॉसिबल नहीं है, मुश्किल तो है सब.
मैं बताता हूँ क्यों. लाइक अनलेस यू हैव लाइक अ 5-year कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, जिसके लिए पहली बात तो कोई आर्टिस्ट मानेगा नहीं कि 5-year कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. If you have a 2-year contract and that you spend so much money on that artist for 2 years, and if he blows up, like for example some artist that blows up, अगली बार मेजर लेबल आके थोड़ा ज्यादा बेहतर डील लेकर उसको आपसे छीन के चला जाएगा. You don't have that money power behind you as well, right? So artist is only with you till the time he's poor and he doesn't have anywhere else to go.
But all that can be contractually sorted, because if whether or not, firstly, you'll always want to sign for at least 5 years. And then for after 2 years, even if one person ends the agreement or does not renew, there are clauses that you can have added that X percentage will still be, because that is done in the West, like X percentage of your income moving forward will go to your old manager and old label for this many years.
But again,
so
when you're
people
starting
think many times before leaving.
But when you're starting off in a label and you read all of those clauses, chances of you because then that document looks like a very evil document also, right?
No, it's both parties.
अगले 6 साल तक तुम्हें अपने गानों की रॉयल्टीज का इतना % मुझे देना होगा. That like it is very intimidating. For example, if I look at that agreement from the perspective of an artist who's just starting off in Kalamkaar, like यार तो मेरे को फंसा के रख देगा यार, मेरे तो करियर ही खराब हो जाएगा. 6 साल का तो मेरा पूरा करियर होगा आर्टिस्टिक.
नहीं इतना evil नहीं है जितना साउंड कर रहा है. But both sides के lawyers come to an agreement where either party cannot leave the other one high and dry. Like that's the whole point of it. So both are looked after to a certain way, and both, agreement mein aap whatever you are comfortable with is agreed upon and signed. That way you know that you can't screw me over and you also can't screw me over. And if we are both unhappy in the marriage, then we can also both leave and we will both still be fine. So वैसा clauses भी हैं और वैसे agreements भी sign होते हैं.
I think they should have to look towards those then. But again, मैं वही बता रहा हूँ, अगर कोई लंबे टर्म का agreement होता है ना 5-6 year का, you lose out on a lot of good artists there itself. You have to really scout for someone who has not made his mark at all, and you've just gone and like almost rag picked them out of nowhere. जैसे कि Hustle 3 में for example बहुत सारे artists who could sign those contracts because यार मेरा तो बहुत टाइम से कुछ बन नहीं रहा है, चलो ठीक है गंदा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है लेकिन कर लेते हैं, कुछ तो बन ही जाएगा टीवी पे आके. That kind of artist. So again, that scouting becomes a lot more difficult, I feel.
It does, but again, if you're going to run a label, then it also needs to be like some thought process. There's a lot of announcements that come and then there's no follow through.
That is bad. That is bad.
There was a worldwide, I'm saying nationwide scouting thing that was announced this year by them, and that also, like we're going to go to these cities and send us your demos. वो मैंने देखा था, I just remembered it. So again, there's no follow through. Now we're at the end of the year, so nothing happened out of that. So that, and again, coming back to the topic, so a friend of mine, I won't take names again, very close friend of mine had an artist on board who's kind of big right now. And वो manage कर रहा था उसे, and suddenly out of the blue one day a text came saying I don't want to work with you anymore, so it's over. Relationship ended right there. Luckily there was no clause of your X percentage will be mine even if you leave me. But luckily my friend had financed a lot of his music, so he had a percentage in the publishing.
Okay.
So he's still protected, but this is someone who kind of had the smarts to have that from the start. Everyone is not like that. So a lot of times the managers and labels are also left high and dry. It's not always
True.
that artist ko hi wo hota hai and all. Anyway, long discussion, but
Yeah.
I feel like Kalamkaar can definitely come back if they just do things in a properly
But it's
strategized
difficult.
manner.
Let's say they
Of
can
course,
come back,
yeah.
but it's very difficult.
Yeah. What they kind of had back in the day, I don't know if it's hard to kind of come back to that today.
True.
ठीक है. So that was another topic you picked. What is the next one you want to talk about? There is the infamous beef discussions.
Okay. Tell me which beef are what are we talking about? Which beef are we discussing?
So there are two. One is the King versus Emiway one.
Okay, that's pretty straightforward.
Who won that?
Hey, that's Emiway.
Acha. Okay, fine.
Very, very clearly, actually, it's just a very disappointing beef from the King's point of view. I don't know what
you didn't like his diss tracks at all.
Oh no, not at all. Like the second one was it's difficult to listen to as well.
The slow jazzy one.
Yeah, I mean both of them were slow and jazzy one, but second one, I don't know what thought process was. What thought process did he have while getting into this beef? It's difficult for me to understand that aspect. Because firstly, he's not a beef rapper. Secondly, I don't think he really gave his 100%.
Maybe he wanted to become one.
Yeah, then take some time off and then write a good diss. You don't release it in one day, since you're battling someone who's very experienced in this space. You're battling someone who does this for bread and butter.
So wait, I thought he released it after some time. No, he replied in a day.
Yeah, he kept releasing.
Anyway, released it late. He delayed.
No. Everyone released in the span of 24 hours in this beef. Both, like, there were three diss tracks from both. I think one day में आए थे.
So why did I see on the news King had left a comment saying इतना time लिया और फिर ये drop किया? कुछ उसने comment किया था Emiway के track पे?
नहीं, वो I think the first वाला था. First वाला होगा, उसके लिए होगा.
Okay. So then it was all 24 hours.
हाँ, plus let's see, King में वो conviction भी नहीं दिखी. He was not releasing these diss tracks on his YouTube because मेरे हिसाब से उसको अपना वो जो catalog है वो clean रखना था. So he was releasing it on Instagram. All his disses were released on Instagram. They're not
I remember that now.
On
a new handle. So he didn't want to disturb his
I mean, he
aesthetic.
did release it. He did release it on his main Instagram handle as well. Co-collaboration with the new handle. And I'm sure कि कुछ time बाद he will remove himself from. But I mean,
maybe he was bored. Just sometimes people get bored.
Yeah, so go and play pool or something.
What?
Like, it was a little disappointing.
As if you did enjoy the beef overall. You must have enjoyed.
Actually, I was very sick. I was irritated कि यार 5 दिन बात कर लेते तो मैं पूरे मन से वीडियो बना सकता था. वहाँ पे मेरे को पूरे फीवर वगैरह में खांसते.
Yeah, next time please check with Rohan, everyone. It's okay.
रीटेक्स के बीच में 5-7 बार खास के फिर बना रहा हूँ कि नहीं भाई, कैपिटलाइज तो करना ही है, बीफ आई है, नहीं कुछ नहीं कर सकते. And because I did not have time to script and review the tracks, because that takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I came up with a completely different segment. This time I was listening to Emiway's diss track and I was predicting कि King क्या लिखेगा अपने diss tracks में, and I was releasing it with King's diss tracks.
I saw that. Did that work for you? Were you right?
Yeah. A few of these were really spot on. Few of them. Spot on.
You can really get into their minds, huh? You are a closet beef rapper. That's
because I not inside King's mind, because मैंने उसकी diss tracks सुने नहीं थे, but Emiway का तो इतने diss tracks सुन लिया, अब थोड़ा सा वो एक pattern होता है, वो समझ आ जाता है.
Okay. There are some strategies which are always used, right?
You know कि अच्छा ये वाला flow थोड़ा King में थोड़ा सा अच्छा लग रहा था, तो अब इसी flow पे Emiway King को diss करेगा.
Okay, got it. So that's easy to predict. Yeah. And okay, next beef was Seedhe Maut and SOS.
Yeah, this was much better. Much better.
More. You think?
Spicy.
Okay, spicy. What do you think about the content of the beef and the things that followed offline?
See, honestly, there were only 2 good diss tracks. एक तो था Black Ball by SOS जो पहले release हुआ था.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah. After that, it was कांच के घर जो सीधे मौत की तरफ से last diss track था. Apart from that, the quality of diss tracks, oh God, there is, I think, King's level पे था यार.
Oh shit. It's like you put the lowest bar at King.
Yeah.
And the highest bar is where?
Makasam, yeah.
From a King to a Makasam. Okay, so that's our range.
Yeah.
Fine. So then where would you put the first SOS track in this?
No, somewhere in the middle. Not. It was not outstanding, but somewhere in the middle. It was good. It had its own impact. Plus the video and all was good. कांच के घर was very good.
Yeah.
I really liked it. जब release हुआ था, जब उसका response नहीं निकला था, तब तक तो it was like, oh, amazing. Have you reacted to that?
No, I stayed away. I really wanted to. So
Shit.
I was like, if Sridhar not ever get into really,
Yeah.
maybe I will. But the thing is, when it was kind of boiling, the water was starting to boil. I was like, oh, there might be a beef, and I was very excited. I was like, I'll cover it because I want to see them all beefing. It'll be fun. I'm a big fan, right? That first track dropped. And then there were stories on Discord and all happening. And then, so I was like, okay, I've heard a lot about this first track and it's really good. People were really praising SOS and DMing me a lot. And then that Discord thing started happening. And I was like, what is this? This is so childish. And then...
very childish, yeah.
Very childish. And then...
Even now, by the way, that is
it's
not
still
stopped,
going on.
Yeah.
It's still... I'm like, what is... I thought they were not this juvenile. Yeah, come on. So wo ho raha tha. Then I got a little put off. And then they actually dropped a track the second day. And then I kind of got told by people, don't react to it. You won't like what it says. This is what it's this one's on.
Why is your audience like that? Why
they look out for me. They're very cute. They know what I cannot. And his channel pe wo sab mujhe chahiye nahi. So then I said, acha, ye kaha hai. Very nice. I'm not reacting to it. So I said, forget it. I'm not interested in this beef. But मैंने offline सुन लिया first track फिर.
कांच के घर नहीं सुना?
No, then I lost interest because I kept seeing on the news how stories were being shared and kya bol rahe hain. And I was like, this is very high school. It's very high school. Yeah. And it went into places that was a little icky, quite honestly. Like, personal things and very... also, crazy. We don't know. We still don't know the truth. Do you know the truth?
No.
Like, factually, what actually happened?
No, so I'll tell you, because we don't know, both of them have put some very serious allegations on each other. ठीक है? बहुत ही serious allegations है. So I can't judge based on कि किसका allegation अच्छा था. I can only judge based on कि किसका track अच्छा था.
Yeah.
And उसमें सीधे मौत का experience is obviously much higher than SOS.
Yeah.
SOS का last diss track, come on. It was like a podcast, उसके बीच में थोड़ा सा rap था.
Oh really? They were talking through it.
There were 3 or 4 voice notes. Like 1 minute के voice notes थे बीच में यार.
So like proof they were giving.
It was not proof. It was their side के लोग. For example, मेरी टीम में 4 लोग हैं. वो सीधे मौत के बारे में खराब बोलने आए हैं. तो एक वर्स उसके एक का डाल दिया, फिर थोड़ा वर्स हुआ, फिर उसका डाल दिया, फिर तीसरा यार.
That's every second podcast nowadays. So yeah, you're right.
So सीधे बहुत also did it in कांच के घर. But you see they did it towards the end कि भाई किसी को अगर नहीं सुनना podcast आगे कर लो. ये मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा है SOS का वो जो लास्ट ट्रैक है. How will I listen to it once again? ओके ठीक है, डिस्क के लिए मैंने सुन लिया, रिव्यू करने के लिए मैंने सुन लिया, अब मैं वापस क्यों सुनूं उसको? लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल SOS में वो क्वालिटी है कि मैं इसको वापस सुन सकता हूं. मैं सुना भी है कई बार.
What do you mean? The first track?
Black Ball, I mean, yeah. So
you are saying that a diss track should have, or like its repetition value should be high?
At least, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a musical beef, right? It's a rap beef. So एक उसकी quality तो होनी चाहिए. That is the base. उसके ऊपर फिर facts, public perception, how brutal it was, how amazing it was, वो सब आते रहेगा. लेकिन एक
That's true.
musicality तो होना चाहिए. So that's I had made a reel इसमें मैंने बताया था. That's why I did not like okay. Did you follow Krishna versus MEWay beef?
Yeah, I covered it.
That's why I did not like Krishna's Machayenge 4 and MEWay's Machayenge More. These two tracks, because even these two tracks were like little disjointed. I did not like Krishna के Machayenge 4 में वो grind का जो section आता है बीच में, that just ruined the flow of the track.
You felt it was forced.
And it ruined the flow of the track. Like माँ कसम में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है जो रोक दे flow of the track. It just goes on and it's really nice. It serves the purpose. The beat is good. The bars are really nice. So I think that's why माँ कसम has, plus the impact that it had. So माँ कसम का top होने में उसका impact का भी बहुत role है. But वो Machayenge 4 में मेरे को वो नहीं लगा. Same goes with MEWay's Machayenge 4, जिसमें like he's talking a lot. कि तू ऐसा कर रहा है, हाँ क्या है, तेरी माँ कहाँ है, लाला.
Never mind. I just feel like the reason I would be interested in covering a beef is again for the art of it. This whole offline stories and then random. I was just so disappointed with Seedhe Maut as a fan. After this whole episode, they may have won the beef. Very happy for them. But I feel
no,
like...
it's not as clear cut though. For me, it's clear cut. But public perception mein, a lot of people still believe SOS also won. For me, it's pretty clear cut though.
I heard Black Ball and I really liked it. So for me, they are just very good, strong artists, both of them. And thanks to the beef, a lot more people became aware of them.
I'll tell you what the problem happened in their final beef, what I feel. Like if I ask you to make
final track.
make a drawing, you'll make a good drawing. But if I ask you to make an amazing drawing, then what happens is you don't know when to stop. You keep embellishing it. You keep trying to make it better. Keep trying to make it better. इसमें खराब हो जाता है ना. I think that's what happened with SOS's last diss track, where they tried to make it like the final nail in the coffin, but it
उससे फिर experience भी आता है थोड़ा सा in play. So in beefing, I just feel they're very, very strong artists, and them getting a lot of attention through this entire episode is a win for them. You know,
like for example, beef के बाद जो उन्होंने गाने निकाले हैं, really good songs.
They're on my list. I have to cover them.
They're really good songs. Like Hammer के साथ उनका गाना आया था. I forgot what the track's name is, but it has been playing on my streaming platform. That is really good. You should react to that. Hammer featuring SOS.
Okay, I'll check that out. I have a track called Chatak on my list.
Chatak is also good.
Chatak is theirs.
Chatak is also good.
Okay, so anyway, so that's my thing. I was disappointed with Seedhe Maut. If they won the beef, great for them. But the whole entire behavior and antics, even now, अभी आज सुबह मैंने न्यूज में देखा, they are still on a podcast talking about this in a very juvenile way. It's just very off-putting, and their discography is so brilliant, and I'm like, are these the guys who wrote Maina, who come across as really, really mature, with life. They've
no, but I think Seedhe Maut has always been like this. They've never let any smoke past them. लोका ने सेज के साथ कुछ किया था गाने में. We don't even have a clear picture of क्या किया था. But they didn't let that pass. उन्होंने फिर अपना एक गाना बनाया था जिसमें there was an animated video game. उसमें जो main villain था उस video game का, that looked like Loka. And then Loka was like,
I remember this.
I forgot the name of the track. And apart from that, एक बार वो तीसरी दुनिया करके एक ट्राई था उसका. करुण ने कुछ आके दारू पी के अपने लाइफ में बोल दिया था. नेक्स्ट डे काम की स्टोरी आ गई थी.
Oh, okay. So they are.
Yeah, they've always been that, but they've never gone full-fledged. For example, Raita is a response to someone. I don't even know who. They've not explicitly mentioned, but किसी ने diss track बनाया था, उसकी खबर काम और encore को पड़ी थी, and उसका response, just खबर पड़ी, उसका response ना रायता में दिया था.
तो वो SOS ही होंगे ना?
नहीं, SOS के लिए, SOS का diss की खबर नहीं थी, diss तो leak ही हो गया था.
अच्छा.
तो काम encore has mentioned कि वो जो रायता में काम का वर्स था वो तेरे लिए था ही नहीं, SOS के लिए था ही नहीं. And it makes sense also. I don't think. Yes, I 100% believe it, because रायता में बोला था कि खबर आई कि कोई डिस करने वाला है, गाना अनरिलीज हमारे पास पहुंचा. अरे वो SOS का तो लीक ही हो गया था गाना अनरिलीज्ड.
तो वही तो होगा. That's what they're saying.
नहीं, मेरे को
वो लीक गाना हमारे पास पहुंचा.
नहीं, अरे लोगों तो YouTube पे आ गए थे, वो सबके पास पहुंच गया था SOS का लीक डिस.
हाँ, तो सबके पास पहुंच गया, includes us ना.
No, मेरे को नहीं लगता कि वो. एंड उन्होंने एक्सप्लिसिटली बोला भी है, तो इन हिज ट्रैक कांच के घर बोला भी है कि वो किसी और के लिए था, तुम्हारे लिए था ही नहीं, सच बोलूं तो. बट आई बिलीव इट.
एक्चुअली इवन दिस वन सेड Frappe Ash, he said वो नहीं था उनके लिए.
Frappe Ash has once said that it was for them, and then later on he twisted.
That's what I remember seeing on the news. That's how I'm confused.
But I
genuinely
feel कि उनके लिए नहीं था मेरे हिसाब से.
Very shady. I don't know. I think if Frappe Ash said once कि था, then going back is a little shady.
नहीं, but Frappe Ash is थोड़ा सा zoned out ही रहता है वो जिंदगी में.
Okay. Fine. So then, what's the conclusion? There's no conclusion. It's just an ongoing. This is a developing story. But for now, this is what we think.
But I think SOS got their due recognition. I think it's positive for them.
That's a win for them. Yeah, and they're good artists. I really like their vibe. Okay, anyway, that I'll leave for my reaction. Now here's thing. Why is का India tour वाली controversy? And इसके अंदर दूसरे TATY के topics भी हैं, but this controversy, what are your thoughts on it?
You start first. I am a little scared to address this.
Why are you scared to address? This is unpopular opinions.
Because I don't really know what I genuinely feel. Okay, I'll tell you, I feel like they should come. But I also feel that it is not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, जब यार comedians को नहीं show करने देते हैं.
हमारे ही लोग.
हाँ, Indian comedians को ही नहीं show करने देते हैं.
हमारे.
हाँ. क्या बोलते हैं, कुणाल कामरा कहाँ पे, चेन्नई में मूव हो, पौंडीचेरी में मूव हो गया, because he can't do shows in BJP ruled state.
But his comedy is only that. He doesn't even have non-political.
Doesn't matter. मैं कह रहा हूँ वो इंडियन ही है ना, at least at the end of the day.
हाँ, that's the point. Yeah.
So, and it is obviously a free state. So, जब उसी को नहीं करने दे रहे हैं, तो for a Pakistani artist to come here, as much as I would like, it is not going to happen.
Yes.
If this happens, if it happens, it's going to be historic and it's going to be unprecedented. But I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay. I also talked about it in my video. I got some people who were with me and some who weren't. But I genuinely feel the same. It's not the on-ground reality of India today is that something like this is not going to just be let gone, or like, there will be an apology that will be expected, because most of your people who are going to, what's the word? Why is my English escaping?
हिंदी में बोल दो.
The people who are opposed to the show. Most of the people who are going to oppose a show like this are not people who've consumed YS's music.
True.
Okay, so they don't know YS's history on those tweets and on those things, whether they have deleted them or said something about them in the past, and hence the DHH audiences may have forgotten and forgiven. But majority of the people who will oppose a show of someone who has tweeted those kind of things, they will have to be readdressed and addressed for the first time in a manner that,
Okay, let me put a question again. Do you think if Tala Anjum, for like in the best case scenario, apologizes for all the tweets, do you think then they'll be allowed to do the show?
I highly doubt it.
Yeah,
I highly doubt it.
Apology, I'm telling you, apologies does not matter. Most of the time. People will be like, sorry bolo, and then aapne sorry bol diya, ab aaya na line pe.
But I'll tell you what, I feel the DHH audiences will then say, support में most likely कि he's apologized. Now when Shubh tried to apologize,
DHH audience के पास कोई power नहीं है compared to the people who are opposing this.
I agree. So when Shubh had apologized with that statement, it was not an apology by a long measure, but he still attempted it, and people didn't accept it.
How difficult is it to say sorry? You don't need an attempt to do that.
I agree. I mean, I agree. So anyway, bottom line is, I feel in this whole fiasco, what annoyed me the most was the organizer, who went ahead and picked fights with DHH pages in the comments and said, हाँ show तो होगा. जब स्किल बॉक्स ने निकाल दिया, फिर उसने अपनी खुद की शेडी सी वेबसाइट खड़ी कर दी और वहां पे टिकट्स बिक रहे हैं. They were selling tickets for a couple of months, and I got a newsletter because I had signed up. I got a newsletter with a link saying buy your tickets here. I was on that. I should have taken screenshots, but I was on that page. Tickets were still being sold for the Mumbai show. One category was showing sold out. And I was like, how are these tickets selling when there's already been a controversy on Twitter and we've kind of already seen that the show is not going to happen? 2 days later is when their management finally addressed this situation, which is too late. This thing happened 2 months ago. And then when they addressed it, I went back to the website and suddenly the tickets are gone. Now it's just a register for your interest in the show. And they're still not saying कि आएगा नहीं.
I don't know कि तला अंजुम तला यूनिस ने इसके बारे में पहले क्यों नहीं बात करी कि अभी भाई पक्का नहीं है.
That as soon as a controversy arises in your name, you gotta address it immediately is my thing. So I think it was a management thing at their end, which I think could have just easily one little tweet or one statement. So I feel like their management also didn't know. I'm not blaming them. I feel like कुछ तो यहाँ पे shady था, because जैसे उन्होंने देखा वो न्यूज़लेटर आया, उन्होंने भी देखा होगा कि टिकट्स बिक रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारा तो वीजा भी नहीं आया है, कंफर्म नहीं हुआ है, तो फिर उन्होंने फिर इमीडिएटली अपनी तरफ से स्टेटमेंट डाल दिया कि रजिस्टर कर लो, जैसे ही हमारा वीजा आएगा हम अनाउंस करेंगे ऑफिशियली. लेकिन तब तक I was like, what is going on? There's no communication happening. I feel organizers, management, and when the controversy was erupting on Twitter, there was no one saying anything. Yeah. Which again, I feel like as an artist manager, if I was managing someone, I'd be like, address this right now. Yeah. Before
People's
it blows
money are at stake. Like अगर आप किसी के पैसे scam करवा देते तो then how can he or she will always have grudges against you.
And your own fans. Yeah. Your own fans are going to feel like, what the hell, you know? So anyway, artists need to look out for their fans. That's the bottom line. ठीक है, so वो हुआ. Now what do you think of Tala Anjum's consistency of late and TY missing?
TY will be back. He will be back with the side A.
Side A. And then you will love it.
And I will love it, yeah. Finally, I want to like some of the music that TY will make. Because his side B I did not like as much. It's decent, but not as much.
Yes, we discussed it.
But yeah, TY will be back. TA is on a roll. Kitne 15 tracks in a month or what?
Yeah, 15.
Crazy.
6 तो 2 EPs में हो गए. फिर 4 उनके features हुए September में, 1 every week, which I covered. So that's how many? 4 plus 6, 10 हो गए. And then now he's had some more. Somebody put a list.
Bilal Saeed के साथ भी.
That I haven't covered yet. Yes, BTDT.
That's very good.
Oh, you heard it. Okay.
Yeah.
And so then that's 11. 2-3 और हैं.
Right? Outstanding. That's outstanding. And I don't know why though. I mean, it's not like artists can't write 15 verses for themselves. That's never been a problem. But they're generally used to space their releases a little bit. Why has he not done it this time? I don't know. I'm not sure. What is his plan?
He was quiet for a while. This is when he was cooking. Now it's all back to back to back. And most of them are features.
Yeah.
Except the Umair EP where he's mostly, उसमें भी Shamun था एक track. But what do you think about some of his lines being repetitive? That's something I noticed in some of the verses.
No, I think that is intentional, firstly. Secondly, that's good. It's like a recall to your previous tracks.
You don't think that's...
No, I know where you're going with this, but I feel, and I used to feel that initially, but now having heard Tala Anjum for so long, I feel these lines, I forgot which line is this. Yeah, shit is not funny.
Mr. Mostream.
Something, Mr. Mostream or something. But these things become his signature. So next time, whenever you
like
want to talk about, whenever you want to address Tala Anjum, you will like Mr. Mostream. So it kind of becomes your AKA. So that's good only, I feel. That's not a bad thing to do. And I feel it is strategic.
I was feeling like some of the lines are a little repetitive, maybe because he's writing so many verses एक के बाद एक in a short period of time. So, some lines just rattle off while you're writing and they're in your mind and it's flowing on the beat. So you just put it there.
Like for shit is not a joke, but है funny भी something.
Yeah, because you have to deliver. Most of these are feature tracks,
No, but I don't think कि एक line replace करने की vocabulary नहीं होगी तलंजुम के. I genuinely feel this could be strategic.
Okay, fine. We'll give him benefit of the doubt. I'm also a TA fan. So now we have the last and final topic.
Okay.
Hustle 4.
Okay, you were going to make weekly reviews of Hustle 4. Why hasn't that happened?
So 2 weekends are done, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I've been traveling. So I intend to start and cover up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've not heard any of the Hustle 4 tracks?
No, I've only seen the news things that are happening on the show.
Oh, shit.
So I can talk to you about some of the stuff, but you can.
I'll tell you. So Hustle 4 is clearly an upgrade from Hustle 3 because Hustle 3 from the first episode...
Hustle 3 was a disaster.
Hustle 3 from the first episode. So I'll tell you what happens, okay? First episode is generally going to be one of your best episodes. Because क्या होता है, contestant 1-1.5 महीना पहले होटल में आके रुकते हैं. And there's a boot camp. And उनको 2 गाने बनाने को बोला जाता है कि भाई बनाओ 2 गाने. And then उसके बाद 2-4 लोगों को होटल से भी आउट करते हैं वो लोग.
Okay.
Yeah. So to make your first 2 tracks, you have like 1.5 months to memorize, to pass it on. And then कोई लोग क्या होता है, कोई fast लिख रहा होता है तो उस 1-1.5 महीने में 3-4 tracks ready कर लेते हैं. So your first episode has to be good. Now Hustle 3's first episode was not as good. So you could clearly state कि अच्छा यहाँ से ऊपर नहीं जा सकता. Hustle 4, however, is good. It's a mixed bag, I feel.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, the quality of it being popular amongst the masses, the chances of it being popular amongst the masses has reduced because there are a lot of rappity rap kind of rappers this time. So for example, अगर कोई regular बंदा देखेगा, you and I can obviously differentiate कि अच्छा ये था. But if, for example, some uncle is watching Hustle 4, after watching 2 episodes, he wouldn't be able to differentiate between 2 tracks because that's what happens with someone who doesn't listen to rap a lot. सब तो same ही sound कर रहा है बोलते हैं generally. So I think this time that's is going to happen.
But then it brings the show back to its intended vibe.
I'll tell you the problem with that as well. Because it's a competition, it's very relative. The competition is relative. So अभी क्या है, बहुत सारे सही chopper flow करने वाले आ गए हैं. And in last episode itself, we saw someone doing a good chopper flow not being as effective because अब तो saturation last 3 episode में इतने अच्छे chopper हो चुके हैं कि even a good chopper is not sounding good. Like people are saturated because it's always relative. Baseline एक create होगी, उसके ऊपर ही आपको करना पड़ेगा to stand out. So for example, I'm talking about Dotum. उसका गाना अच्छा था. You listen to that track, you'll be like, yeah, good track only. उसमें क्या खराबी है? But then you listen to it in the perspective of the show, you'll be like, अरे यार ये तो बहुत bland लग रहा है. So मैंने अपनी वीडियो में predict भी किया कि like after 4-5 weeks, doing chopper flow and getting recognition will get increasingly more difficult because a lot of people would have attempted that, and only someone who's doing it flawlessly, like there's 99 sites which are only these couple of artists will be allowed to do chopper because they are doing it exceptionally well.
Allowed to do chopper.
Allowed to do, matlab they'll be appreciated for doing chopper because they, along with doing chopper flow, they're also experimenting with their cadence, intonations, and phonetics.
Okay.
It's not a regular chopper. Okay. So, but genuine review of any Hustle season comes, I think, post 4th or 5th week.
Yeah.
Because after that, weekly grind begins. After that, pressure on the contestant begins. क्योंकि comments आने लग जाते हैं, घटिया, तुको आउट होना चाहिए था, उसको आना चाहिए था, ये है वो है. Judges थोड़े strict हो जाते हैं. And then हर week में आपको गाने लिख के approve करवाना है. Last 2 दिन पहले बोल रहे हैं कि ये word को कुछ और बोल दो, ये word TV पे नहीं आएगा, कुछ और बोल दो. So you have to now again train your muscle memory into forgetting that word and relearning. वो जो mental stress है, how well are these contestants taking that? How good is their mental endurance? Isme MC Square was really good.
Listen, that guy is a whole class apart. I can't with him. I just reacted to Ferozi's track.
I've made a video on Chehre करके उनका गाना था. I'll upload that video tomorrow. A reel, small reel. Story behind that. So the thing is that came very later on in the show. Okay. Yeah. The song Chehre. So that is the song that made me like, oh, ये बंदे में दम है, कुछ तो अलग है इसमें. So he made a rap track called मैं राजा की राजदुलारी, तू राजा की राजदुलारी, very popular भजन type गाना है. उसका rap fusion बनाया हुआ था. One day prior, I meet MC Square. He's like, हाँ भैया गाना अप्रूव हो गया, ये कल परफॉर्म करने वाला हूँ. Like okay, and then he sleeps. Then he goes to the sound check the very same day. जब शूट होता है तो सुबह साउंड चेक होता है. वहाँ पे किसी चैनल वाले ने सुना, बोला ये तो भजन है यार, इसको नहीं परफॉर्म कर सकते, इसकी क्लियरेंस नहीं मिलेगी. On the day of the shoot. And then उसको बोला गया कि भाई ये तो नहीं परफॉर्म कर पाओगे, तुम्हारे पास एक और गाना लिखा हुआ है ना चेहरे. हाँ लिखा हुआ है लेकिन याद नहीं है. Then we're like, वही करना पड़ेगा. And you know what his response is? If he fails, it's all on him. No one's going to take accountability की चैनल की वजह से हुआ था. People are going to abuse him. His answer to that is, हाँ कर लूंगा. And then his performance is placed at the last, जो रात को 2 बजे आता है, so that हर performance के बाद जब कैमरा ऑफ होता है, वो he'll take out his lyrics, he would try to memorize those lyrics, then he'll keep that again. Then lunch, dinner जब भी टाइम होता है, he'll take out he was remembering, and then he performs it so well. And Badshah knew about this, and that you would see कि जब performance खत्म हुआ, Badshah cried, and it's not because of how the lyrics were. Lyrics were obviously really good, but Badshah just
because of what he did. Yeah.
And those stories have not come out, and that's why I don't think people really respect MC Square as much as he should be respected. At least in MTV Hustle 2.0, I can vouch for him that like no one else deserved more than him to win the show.
He is so freaking good. I just saw what he did in the video of Farida Drip, and I was like, there is something about this guy. He is just so freaking brilliant. His presence, the way he carries himself, everything. So this story adds to my awe of the guy as an artist, and just as someone who's like, I can handle it. I feel like the dip in season 3 also happened because of the artists who are finally there, because of all the dropouts, because of the contract. In season 4, do you know anything about the contract situation?
It is better for sure. I think it's Saregama. I think Saregama के साथ इसका contract है. I'm telling you, it's improved because Four Music is back. There were rumors that Four was selected in season 3, but she left because of the contract.
Yeah.
But now she's in the top 16.
Okay.
So definitely the contract. Contract is better.
So from
but I feel कि scouting. So there were 4-5 artists you and I know कि कौन Hustle वहाँ contract की वजह से छोड़ के गया था.
Yes.
The problem with Hustle 3 according to me was because Hustle 2 was such a big success, they tried to fit artists in archetypes.
Yes.
कि अच्छा ये बंदा है जो कहता है ये पैराडॉक्स की तरह गाने बना लेगा, ये थोड़ा थीमेटिक करता है, ये थोड़ी सृष्टि तावड़े जैसी हो जाएगी, ये बंदा हरियाणवी में गाने गाता है, ये थोड़ा MC so वो आर्केटाइप्स वाला कभी भी काम नहीं करेगा.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying in this season it's probably better. It's gone to rappity rap and that kind of.
It is better. It is definitely better than Hustle 3. But again, how efficiently will they be? So the problem with pure hip hop artists is also that they like a bit of their freedom.
Yeah.
And थोड़ा अगर ऐसे ये टीवी प्रेशर कितना क्लियरली हैंडल कर पाएंगे, बिकॉज सिंस आई वाज देयर आई कुड सी कि 6-7th वीक के बाद आई genuinely saw artists being like बस यार अब आउट भी हो जाए तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
It's exhausting. It is exhausting.
Zeal to win in a lot of really good artists. I'm not talking about like any other artists. Like a lot of really good artists without naming them. Like हाँ जितना फेम कमाना था कमा लिया, इससे अब यार आउट भी हो जाए तो फर्क नहीं पड़ता, because it's a very difficult grind. Like
it is, yeah.
If someone reaches top 5 or top 7 also of Hustle, like I have immense respect for them because they have gone through a lot. It's a difficult show.
And I mean, if you're a good artist, you're going to shine irrespective, but it's a definitely good platform to get yourself seen and heard, right?
At least you're in the conversation. At least you're in the conversation. That is good.
That is important. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Raftaar being back and Ikka with him? How are they?
Raftaar, for the first 3 episodes, Raftaar and Ikka as judges were horrible.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
But in the 4th episode, Raftaar just absolutely redeemed himself.
Oh.
So first 3 episodes, I think because it was the first 3 episodes, these 20 contestants symbolically are the best 20 rappers, best 20 underground artists of India, symbolically, because Hustle wale dhoond ke laaye hain. So you can't really be very critical of them, can you? Like at least from channel's point of view. So 20 rappers mein se 15 got radio ready and 15 did not deserve radio ready. Radio ready was like उपाधि जब आप देते हो कि यार कोई commercial track है जिसको radio, like initially when it was conceptualized, it was like कि हाँ ये radio के लिए ready है, it can be played. Now they're just giving, they were just distributing radio readies. They're like हाँ ये radio के लिए ready है, तू radio ready ले ले. हाँ ये conscious rap है, ये radio में बजना चाहिए, तू radio ready ले ले. So like a lot of radio readies were being distributed. So I was like, shit, yeah, ये क्या कर रहा है रफ्तार?
बजना चाहिए is not radio ready.
Yeah, exactly ना, exactly. Radio ready नहीं है ये.
हाँ.
तो फिर लेकिन battle episode में like everyone was spot on. Like I was very happy to see the judgment.
All the judges or the two of them?
All the judges.
Okay.
So
you made up with DMC then?
DMC के साथ देख मेरा ऐसा कुछ पंगा है नहीं DMC के साथ यार.
It's
just that it's very clinical. If she's so for example my first week में best judge was DMC and Raga.
Okay.
I give my best judge of
Rohan
the week
is fair,
award.
guys.
Yeah. By the way, I have a very interesting anecdote. Cheyenne interviewed DMC very recently when she was in Bangalore. So Cheyenne gives me a call. I missed the call, and then I call Cheyenne back, and I was like, "क्या हुआ? Call क्या था?" कहते यार हमने कभी DMC पे वीडियो बनाई है क्या कोई sketch? मैंने बोला हाँ हमने बनाया, उसका थोड़ा मजाक उड़ाया था उसमें. Like मैं इंटरव्यू लेने गया था. तो I got scared कि मेरे को कुछ बोलना दे, but she was very sweet apparently, and she was very honest as well, is what Cheyenne told me. Like she was humble and stuff, जो भी है. So Cheyenne's biggest fear right now is कि उसको कभी जिंदगी में नेजी दबा का इंटरव्यू ना करना पड़ जाए रेडियो के थ्रू. Because we have made like quite a few sketches and he remembers in one of his podcasts he has mentioned कि मन करता उनके टकले पे मारूं. तो
Cheyenne saying that to someone is a little, yes.
Yeah.
Someone asked me, they're like, please ask Rohan why he has hair and Cheyenne is bald. Random.
No answers to that. But yeah, so everyone actually...
She was she was on a panel at All About Music, a hip-hop panel. And she made a lot of sense with the thing she said. She's cool.
Yeah, so you're the second person. So you're the second person telling me that IRL DMC is better.
Sorry, who's better?
In real life DMC is...
Oh, okay. हाँ, मतलब what I saw of her on stage that day, I was like, yeah.
मेरे को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है भाई मेरे को लेकिन मेरे को जो लगेगा बेस्ट जज ऑफ द वीक है वो मैं बोल ही दूंगा. फॉर एग्जांपल डियोनो जेम्स इज नॉट लाइक अ वेरी टेक्निकल जज बट ही इज लाइक गुड. ही इज वेरी ऑनेस्ट, ही इज वेरी सिक्योर. ही विल टेल मेरे को भाई सब आता नहीं यार, मैं तेरे जैसा रैप करने जाऊंगा तो 2-3 साल लग जाएंगे. All of that. So he's coming across as a very
genuine.
authentic person, yeah, which is good. He's not trying to be EPR or Raftar, जो मैं technically judge करूँगा, and then he would seem a little out of place. So good that he's staying in his lane and he's looking good as well. TMC also was good. I feel Ikka is the only judge who's too sweet to be a judge.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
So he doesn't find anything wrong with the performance.
Yeah. He's just building those artists. So his strength as a judge is that he gives one-liners.
अच्छा
भाई तू जब गाना गा रहा था ना रेनबो में एक नया कलर फाउंड हो गया समथिंग लाइक आई एम जस्ट मेकिंग स्टफ अप बट ही विल कम अप विद दीस वन लाइनर्स जिससे आर्टिस्ट का ईगो बहुत अप बिल्ड हो जाएगा जिससे लोगों को लगेगा हाँ इसने कुछ अच्छा परफॉर्म किया. सो दैट्स हिज स्ट्रेंथ बट ही इज नॉट टेक्निकली although he can do it. He has such a vast experience behind him, but he just refrains from critically analyzing any of these artists.
Okay, interesting. I'm gonna tune into all this and check it out. I got hyped when I saw Bella's promo. How was Bella's appearance on the episode?
मेरे को irritation हो रही है.
What?
यार 3 episodes
Was he a guest judge?
No, 3 episodes से they were plugging him कि आ रहा है बेला आएगा वेलकम टू हसल आ जाओ. 10 minutes के लिए आया यार वो.
What? He wasn't a judge?
No, 10 minutes के लिए आया सबसे सॉरी बोला उसने.
What? Are you joking?
No, I felt disrespected a little bit. उसने MTV से सॉरी बोला, रफ्तार से सॉरी बोला, इक्का से सॉरी बोला, EPR से सॉरी बोला, बोला कि मैंने बहुत गलतियां करी है लेकिन मैं यहाँ पे सब सुधारने आया हूँ. थैंक यू MTV मेरे को लाने के लिए. Then he performs Welcome to Hustle जो उसका Hustle 1 का गाना है. And then just goes.
What? What sort of appearance is that?
Yeah, and
that's a mending bridges appearance.
They mirrored it. Till the end of the universe कि भाई कि अब भी बेला आएगा. एक एपिसोड के लिए तो बुला सकते थे यार. क्या है उसकी he's skilled artist, he has his own fan base, he has a very tightly knit fan base. Why can't he be a part of the show for one episode at least?
But the promo of his that I saw genuinely got me hyped and I was like, yes, finally he's going to be a guest judge. If there's anyone who deserves it, it's him.
And you know what? Salt to the wound. Next week, King is coming in as a guest judge.
What?
But I must admit, okay, these are the negatives from the show point of view. But actually, Bella has looked so good in these 10 minutes of his screen time. He looked unconditional, like there is no कि मैं ऐसा इसकी वजह से ऐसा किया. Just unconditionally कि मैंने गलती करी थी and I'm here to clear things up.
But he is a good guy. I've always said this. Bella's a good guy.
Why?
I know.
He only doesn't say this. How come you're telling this? He only is telling I am a bad person. You are telling him he's a good guy.
I'm not saying that he has not made mistakes.
Then?
So then
what are you saying?
I'm saying that, okay, I feel like there's a
lot
of
growing up. Bad guy is someone who makes mistakes only, right? For a prolonged period of time.
No,
what is
I'll tell you, whenever he's even lashed out and he's put stories or he said something, I never felt that it's ever came from a place of malice. It always just came from a place of frustration, probably. And so that's why I don't feel like he's a bad guy. He just
but
needs to control his
frustration,
outbursts
so that's
because they
what.
don't
So
serve him in the long run. I've always
no,
met it.
no. For example, if we have a discussion in the private setting, and I half an hour later I go live and I discuss that with all the public, and it leaves a
Not cool.
digital footmark for the lifetime. It's not
Not cool.
great.
Yeah.
And I mean that is a sign of someone who's not really stable as a person, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, who's a bad person? Tell me who's a bad person. What's your definition of a bad person?
A bad person is someone who is just evil, who's doing something. Okay, I get where you're going with this. Who's evil and their intention is to sort of hurt you in some way.
But
I know that what he's done has had that effect. Yes.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yes, it does qualify as being a bad person.
But yeah, having said that, what Bella we saw in the Hustle episode is a completely, it's like his artistic equivalent of Home the album. जो Home the album में उसका artistic growth हुआ, I feel ये 10 मिनट में उसका as a person growth हुआ, where he's like यार मैंने बहुत गलती करी है. And he cleared it. Like the best thing was there was no justification. There's like कि मैं उस time ऐसा था, मेरे साथ ये सब चल रहा था life में, इसलिए there's just pure कि भाई मेरे से गलती हो गई थी, मेरे को EPR ने बहुत सिखाया है, मेरे को इक्का भाई ने बहुत सिखाया है, मैंने उनके साथ सही नहीं किया, मैंने MTV को कितनी गाली दी है लाइव पे आके. So it looked really good on Bella. What he did looked really, really good.
It's good to redeem yourself at some point down the line. And it's good that they gave him that opportunity to do it rather than have that bridge completely like fallen.
I can't give credits to MTV for this. MTV.
No, I'm saying at least he's back on the show, but to not have him as a guest judge is still a disaster.
He's back he's back purely because of his merit and कितने लोगों ने उसके लिए vote किया है.
Yeah.
So at least he deserved one whole episode. पहली बात तो
that's true.
Secondly, MTV ने बुला के उसको apology का time दिया है. That is and उसको इतना plug-in भी दिया है without him being a judge for the one episode.
They've used his hype. They've used his audience to get the eyeballs and to get the ears to the episode, but they have not done justice by the artist. That's your yeah. I'm 100%. with you. I'm with you on that. But I genuinely feel like a lot of the shows also over time are very unforgiving, and channels, they're very unforgiving of things and people. So in that sense, I feel like it's still a good thing.
I'll tell you. I would interrupt. They would have been unforgiving if the show wasn't in such dire straits post the Hustle season 3. They wanted those eyeballs, and that's why Bella is here. Hustle 3 में नहीं आ सकता था Bella because Hustle 2 काफी सही चल गया था. हाँ.
Yeah, I agree. So it's a save your face and get the numbers back up situation. Agreed. We are in agreement with this. And also generally, I just don't enjoy reality shows a lot because they are very scripted. I know this from.
No, but I think Hustle का थोड़ा format अच्छा लग रहा है मुझे. Up post Hustle 1, I think Hustle has reduced the amount of drama.
Okay. In 2, you felt like it was not very scripted from the back end with the...
No, it was not. No, it's not scripted at all.
In terms of judges का ये कहेंगे और ये scene होगा.
No. It is not scripted at all.
Okay. That's good to know.
And in fact, because it's not scripted, we get into a bit of trouble as well. क्योंकि अब हमने क्या किया, हमने डिसाइड किया कि जिसको 4 बजर मिलेंगे वो खुद अपना स्क्वाड डिसाइड करेगा.
Why are you laughing?
No, because I remembered an anecdote that I can't mention here. But अगर खुद अपना स्क्वाड डिसाइड करे तो obviously EPR का स्क्वाड is the favorite. But how many people can enter EPR squad? You can't. So then back end में थोड़ा सा ऐसा हो जाता है, अब क्या करें यार, हमने तो वो shit, अब क्या करें, तो सारे EPR की टीम में तो नहीं भेज सकते. Then we have to like maneuver and play around.
So that bit is kind of the scripting comes in a little bit, you're saying.
Yeah.
So then वो हो गया ना थोड़ा. ठीक है, मतलब वो वैसे rules बनाओ ही नहीं.
हाँ, तो वही है, लेकिन because it's not scripted, we couldn't oversee it. If we scripted, then there will be no issues. Then हमें episode में ऐसा pivot नहीं करना पड़ेगा.
I get it.
हाँ.
Okay, lovely. Let's see how the show unfolds this season. You haven't picked favorites yet, you were saying.
I have, but the first episode, see, I know a few artists as well. So I know Naam Sujal is going to be one of my favorites because he's a good artist. Siahi is going to be one of my favorites, Vichar, and the 99 side.
Okay.
These are my top 4.
Vichar from Dubai, you're talking?
No, not Vichar from Dubai. I also thought that when I saw the list, I thought it's Vichar from Dubai, but he's not Vichar from Dubai. He's Vichar from Dehradun, Kashmiri Pandit. Vichar, but settled in Dehradun.
Lovely. One more Kashmiri Pandit.
Yeah, and he's also, what a talent. What a talent.
Nice.
Really good.
Okay, I'm excited now. I will check this out. Should we do one extra for good luck? One extra topic?
Tell me. Do it.
We have. Oh shit, I was right here. Okay, we're doing one last topic for good luck. Hanumankind's slightly controversial statement where he said, "I'm not an Indian rapper. I am a rapper from India."
Okay.
And a lot of people gave him flack for this online, and I would love to know your thoughts. Then I'll say mine.
Okay, I don't think that's an offensive statement. It's just lack of understanding. So, for example, अभी
Yes.
मैं female rappers बोल रहा हूँ ना. So
Yes.
female rappers don't like being addressed as a female rapper. They like being
Yeah.
addressed as a rapper who's female.
Thank you.
है ना?
And they shouldn't be.
एक बार, hey,
Shouldn't be in the.
there's one Raj Jones clip that I want you to place here. Please, I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Okay,
Fine.
he's interviewing Axie. Okay, and okay, I'll send it to you. Just place it right here. Okay.
Okay.
And if it's not placed, I'll look really bad. So you have to place it.
So do you look at me as a female artist? As an only female artist?
नहीं और भी बहुत सारी female artists.
नहीं, me. Am I a female artist or am I an artist?
You're an artist. आएगा अच्छे पॉइंट. जितने भी आर्टिस्ट हैं, डोंट मतलब मेल फीमेल नहीं करना चाहिए, इक्वली रहना चाहिए. जितने भी यंग आर्टिस्ट हैं, करो यार. जितने भी चीजें हैं, अगर आप सॉन्ग है अंदर जो भी है कहानी है सबको बाहर निकालो और
जो अच्छा है वो आएगा यार.
जो अच्छा है हाँ ये बात ही है.
That's all I'm saying.
चाहे 5 साल बाद है 6 साल बाद है.
But जो अच्छा है उसको आगे बढ़ाओ.
आप उसको पुश करो.
Okay, I have placed the video. Now you say.
Yeah. So I think his statement came out of that perspective कि भाई let's address ourselves as rappers and then we are from India.
Yeah.
Indian rapper is like marginalizing one community of rappers कि अच्छा ये तो Indian rapper है.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I was there at All About Music when Devraj Sanyal was interviewing him. In that interview and conversation on stage is where he first said this, and I didn't find anything offensive in it. It was also people's lack of context. Also, this thing. He said that, like, for example, Drake's not a Canadian rapper. He's just a rapper, right? You won't say this guy's a Filipino rapper. He's a rapper. And he just happens to be from Philippines. So again, Hanumankind was just saying that I'm a rapper. And he's actually stuck to what he knows and does best, despite being given advice to conform and start doing regional rap and because English doesn't work as much in India. He's stuck to his thing and he's done what he's done. He's blown up now worldwide. He is a force to reckon with. He's repping the country so well. He didn't mean to be offensive in any way. And there were a lot of people who were hating on him for saying something like that, which they didn't understand. And because, again, that whole toxic fan base thing comes, where a lot of people were, he's from Kerala. He's from Kerala.
Yeah, I was going to point that out.
बहुत
So
हो गया.
जो भी flag अभी Hanumankind को मिल रहा है, that's not because of Hanumankind's statement alone. That's in the perspective कि उसके comments में लोग Kerala, ये Malayalam rapper, ये Kerala rapper, उसकी वजह से मिल रहा है.
Yeah, people are making videos around, अच्छा Kerala India में नहीं है, अच्छा, you know.
The tighter the community you are representing, the tighter the knit is going to be of your fan base.
Yeah. But, you know, it also, to some degree, it needs to be like chill because it irks people also कि आप यही बोलते रहोगे, आप Indian.
मैं बता रहा हूँ, it
at
irks
the end of
people.
the day. But again, Hanumankind, I feel, was getting a lot of the second-hand hate also for his statement because of all these Kerala
True.
comments in the different platforms everywhere, and a little uncalled for. He was just saying that I'm a rapper. I just rap and I'm from India for sure. There's no two ways about it. Everything about his freaking music video and everything is from the land. It's, you know, it's repping the culture and he's saying it in a song even. So it's all good. I think he's repping India really well right now. I've just been watching his interviews on all the big shows and people's podcasts and stuff in the US. And
even Anu Malik spoke about him.
Oh, really?
That,
now
teary-eyed.
he's made it. Anu Malik spoke.
अब आप मुंबई आ सकते हो.
अब आप हो गया आपका. So he was on Indian Idol. Have you ever watched the Anu Malik Indian Idol?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
He's giving podcasts.
So I just watched the last one on Apple Music, and he's वो remix आ रहा है, by the way, and it's gonna be with a big name. So do you wanna guess? Take a guess, and then we'll see in our
Project Pat.
You think?
Could be. Yeah, Project Pat could be.
Okay. I'll give you 2 guesses.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Do you know? No, you have no idea.
The way he was talking about it, it sounded like it's one of the really big names.
Okay, Kendrick and Project Pat.
Okay. Interesting. I would go with Kendrick or Jay-Z. And Jay-Z as my guesses.
Jay-Z. That's crazy.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, we'll see.
But कुछ आने वाला है, and he said that it is coming. And as much as people are trying to get it out of him, कौन है यहाँ पे exclusive announce कर दो, उसने नहीं किया है, but more power to him. And
but as he mentioned, it's like a big name. How are you in?
He has. It's in the. It's between the lines. It's written. It's there. The way he's.
Okay, if I had time to research, I could have researched कि अच्छा Universal America में कौन से अच्छे rappers हैं.
Not necessary. Not necessarily it'll be from Universal.
But most probably it will be because he's signed to Def Jam, that is under Universal, right?
Yeah.
Or I think he changed his label. He switched to a brand new label. I don't remember.
He's with Def Jam. No. He's at Capitol.
Yeah, Capitol Records. So वो देखें Capitol Records में और कौन से बाहर के artist है वो देख सकते हैं. And I think from there we can have an idea. That's one way to guess. That's how King and all these international collaborations happen.
So, King and Nick Jonas. But Nick is not with Warner.
He was with Warner, right?
No.
He was never with Warner. I think he was with Warner like a few years ago.
He wasn't with Warner when the collab happened. Again, I'm gonna have to double check this, but as far as I remember my research, he was not, and they worked hard to get the label sign-off thing happen. And I think Nick also agreed because Priyanka knew King's song and the convincing was much easier. So
crazy.
We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'll check this again. But okay. So those are your two guesses: Project Patch and Kendrick, and mine, Jay-Z and Kendrick. Let's see. We might be totally off, but it's coming. And I can't wait. And I can't wait to see what kind of video then Bijoy shoots for the remix. Because that'll be...
Yeah, he has to outdo this, which is not very easy.
And mix two worlds. So, excited. I'm very happy for him. Super genuine guy. And has stayed true to his art. And it's giving him all the fruit.
True.
So, yay. On that note, thank you, Mr. Cariappa.
Thank you.
For your time. And we will end this here. Unpopular opinions में बहुत unpopular चीजें हमने बोल दी. Don't come at
which
us.
ones you have to remove, which ones you have to keep. Take a call. I don't want another case.
I'll just release everything this time. Now I don't care anymore. So don't come at me, come at him. He's very happy.
Don't say that.
With
not good manners.
Okay, anyway. Now this has begun again. Chalo, we'll see you all. Thank you. Take care of yourselves. Live long and prosper.
तेरे रुख चल दी हवा मैं उधर पीछे तेरी चाल तेरी हंसी कोल खिंचे दिल लभदा साथ तेरा